Well, Jason, it's time right now for our main event of the evening.
This is a match that's been building for 4 months. Jason Eat alongside Phil Stamper, and maybe the most beloved men in FWA. Miami Mike and Vinny Talata.
Currently making their way to the ringside area. Hailing from the pregame, here are the team of weighing in and a whole lot of Vinny Talata and Miami Mike Walker. They are Pomos Gang.
You like to say it's a whole lot of Talata, and I say maybe too much Talata.
Is there ever too much Talata? Let's face it. Look at this crowd and their reaction to postgame. Do you ever think there's too much Talata?
In the ring, there might be too much Talata.
Well, maybe for you, and maybe that's part of the problem that the brand now we're going to face.
It's winter. Shouldn't Miami Mike be retreating with the rest of the Snowbirds?
He's bringing the sunshine to the Mid-Atlantic.
Not doing a great job this winter.
I mean, it's technically sunny. It's just cold.
We got a blizzard literally on its way.
We got a couple hours.
So we mentioned this has been building for 4 months between post-game and these two men, the brand.
To the ringside area. First, he is the face of the franchise, Jarrett Diaz. His tag team partner is the one big bad Kaiju, O'Shea Edwards. They are the
The pure power of O'Shea Edwards, the unbridled athleticism of Jarrett Diaz, these two professional wrestlers with the emphasis on professional.
I mean, this is, like you said, this has been brewing for months here at FWA.
There's no love lost between these men, that is for sure.
And already this crowd's getting into the mind of Jarrett Diaz. Oh, and Talata also catcalling Diaz, throwing him off his game. But now Vinny being rocked, go behind. Does Diaz go behind? Does Vinny? Vinny goes up with Diaz. Diaz able to land on his feet, tripping up Vinny. But sneaking behind is Talata. Oh, and there you go, just showing off is Vinny Talata.
Finally working out instead of going to the bar. Maybe a little too late to do it in the ring.
There's some lifting that happens at the bar.
Especially when you're drinking as heavily as they are. That's the issue. Post-game are so talented. Imagine if they treated their bodies like temples instead of public urinals.
That's unfair. That's a little unfair.
Maybe it's but only a little.
You tell me you don't think Vinny Talata and Miami Mike are in shape.
They're in phenomenal shape. I just think they could treat the sport of professional wrestling with a little more respect, like Big Bad Kaiju O'Shea Edwards and Jarrett Diaz.
I mean, a lot of what I see from them, outside of amazing athletic accomplishment, when it comes to the brand, there's also a lot of run of their mouth.
When you can back it up in the ring like these two can, you can afford to run your mouth. They have been internationally traveling. There's a reason they're called the brand. There's a reason they're part of the 87 churches. These two bonded, taking an excursion to Europe where they burned city by city to the ground because their wrestling was so on fire. I mean, they are international stars.
Now O'Shea's in the ring, squaring off with Miami Mike. Miami Mike just letting it rip on Edwards, but Edwards now turning things around, but this is that wild shot. Kick to the midsection, another big series of shots from Miami Mike being pushed off by O'Shea. Big bad Kaiju comes charging in, locks up Mike.
No fear whatsoever by Miami Mike. This is David versus Goliath, and David is rocking Goliath.
Just constantly staying on him. He knows not to give Edwards an inch because he will take a mile. Drop kick from Miami Mike, bringing O'Shea down.
Non-stop action here. Oh! No one in the area has a tag team division quite like FWA, and these two teams, they can really make the case for being the top teams in the company, especially with a win tonight.
Big shot to the midsection by Vinny.
Well, speaking of big, these are the two big men of the team, Talata and O'Shea Edwards.
Quick tags made by post-game. Miami Mike taunting Diaz, coming right in on Edwards. I mean, Edwards is typically the cooler head on the brand. Diaz is the one with a little bit of the temper. You saw that earlier as Edwards tried to temper Diaz.
And post-game is doing a great job of taking advantage of that, trying to force an error by Diaz, but instead, O'Shea Edwards showing he defies physics, man.
Dumping Miami Mike to the outside like he was nothing.
He's a kaiju. He comes from the deep and he destroys.
Edwards tearing apart Talata over there in the corner.
And tag made now to the face of the franchise, and of course what a face it is. If you could win matches by being handsome, Jarrett Diaz would be champion for life.
Good thing it's about wrestling.
Sure, but all of the intangibles make a big difference. You don't think the fact that this crowd loves post-game isn't helping them out? Of course it is. Ooh, and that confidence that Jarrett Diaz has, wow, makes a difference too. Post-game, that was amazing offense.
Confidence or cockiness? There's a little bit of a difference there.
Yeah,
and
but
it might have just cost Diaz as he got rocked there by action from post-game.
If we're being honest, I think with Jarrett Diaz, it's a little bit of both. It depends on the day. Most of the time, it's a healthy level of confidence, and sometimes it's a problem. Miami Mike just got caught.
Mid-air. Oh, Talata brought down by Diaz.
Great interception. Both these teams showing impressive teamwork.
Edwards calling the shots, telling Diaz to get back in the ring quickly, trying to capitalize on Miami Mike as he was rammed into the side of the ring.
And that is an advantage. They're equals absolutely, but you're right. O'Shea Edwards does act as a player coach as opposed to Miami Mike and Vinny Talata, who are the same level of experience. In that respect, the brand has a bit of a mentorship student relationship, and I think that really benefits them. There's a clear person calling the shots. Ooh.
Targeting the back of Miami Mike.
Because there is a lot of ego, as you mentioned, in the brand, 100% agreed, but not between the two of them. To the world, yes, but you never see any ego between Jarrett Diaz and O'Shea Edwards themselves. Disagree if you...
I mean, that's fair. No, I think that's fair. But I think, as you're saying too, O'Shea is, I mean, he's violent, he's aggressive, but he's more tempered than Diaz.
100%. But would you say that Diaz is more tempered than either Talata or Miami Mike? They're both hotheads. That serves them a lot of the time, but I think O'Shea is the tempered one out of the three.
But in a way that puts them in the same sync, that puts them in the same kind of mindset. They know how to play off of each other. I feel like Diaz doesn't like to take instruction from anybody.
But he does from O'Shea. That's what makes his team so incredible. Jarrett Diaz bucks against any authority except O'Shea Edwards. This is something special. And I agree with you. Talata and Miami Mike are absolutely in sync. You have to be to win that many games of beer pongs with each other.
But now, I thought he was getting free of Edwards, but Edwards caught him from behind. Big suplex. Big back suplex.
Got some hang time on that one. And now the face of the franchise, the closer, Jarrett Diaz. You don't get a nickname like the closer by not winning matches. Oh, here's something we can agree on, right? All four of these men win a lot more often than they lose.
That is true.
This is going to be a tough fight.
Diaz just taunting Talata, but Talata not falling for it. He's jawing back, but he's not hopping in the ring.
And that's, look at that. When do you ever see Jarrett Diaz asking somebody, even a partner, hey, what do you want? What do you need me to do for you? This is something special between O'Shea and Diaz, and I think it's making Diaz a better wrestler.
Mike trying to get his footing. Trying to get back up to his base, trying to fight off Jarrett Diaz. Diaz with that clubbing blow to the back, now getting rid of Vinny Talata.
Now you've watched the entire, wait, Miami Mike taking advantage. I've said you've watched the entire career of Miami Mike. What do you think teaming with Talata has brought to his game that he didn't have before?
I mean, now he's on such an amazing footing again. Somebody else who's a lot like him, has a lot of his same personality, his style, his vibe, but now Diaz comes to rock that vibe.
Oh, no! Oh, Diaz slammed into the barricade, and I guess he caught himself, but that looked devastating for a moment.
Hook of the leg, cover 1-2, but Talata able to make the save.
Perfect interception there by Talata.
And like I was saying about that partnership, Talata has a lot of size on him. Talata is a big guy to have in your corner.
So you're saying there's a lot of Talata?
There's a lot of Talata.
Maybe too
and
much.
He's on your side. I don't know.
It's true. Talata's been a real revelation as part of postgame. I feel like Miami Mike had established a reputation in the area before this, and Talata has more than backed up his end of the bargain in this team.
O'Shea, oh no, has Miami Mike by the throat. Now it goes right back to that bear hug. Been focusing very attentively to the back of Miami Mike.
There's a reason that the entire country of England legitimately chanted this to O'Shea Edwards when he was there. He's big, he's bad, he's gonna beat your dad, O'Shea, O'Shea. He's a scary man. He'll beat up you.
Wait a minute. Biting the ear of O'Shea Edwards. Miami Mike able to escape that bear hug.
It's been a weird night for teeth here. A lot of biting. We got to really update the rule book. And O'Shea just took a whole face full of turnbuckle.
Miami Mike got some distance, but I don't know if he can capitalize on it. O'Shea's also back up on his feet. Has Miami Mike. Goes up again for the back suplex. Oh, Miami Mike able to land on his feet. Crawling through. Oh, gets caught. Kicking off O'Shea.
And Miami Mike gets the momentum, and now it's time for the whole Talata.
Talata bringing it down to Diaz once, twice. Now goes for a third time. What an impact.
Big Vin really earning his keep here, and now this is what we like to see. If you're a fan of beef, we just went to the butcher shop.
Talata comes charging in. Diaz trying to go for a clothesline, but Talata just ran right through it, and now bringing Diaz into Edwards. Release Northern Lights on Diaz.
You can't turn your back on O'Shea Edwards. You simply can't. That was an unforced error by Vinny Talata. That's the lack of focus.
Well, he's focused on Diaz in the moment, but now he has Edwards. Oh, but Diaz from behind.
This is completely going to be a matter of which team is able to completely incapacitate one member of the opponents before they can get the other down for the three. You cannot allow anyone to be left standing on the opposing team.
Tag made to Miami Mike. Comes charging in. Ooh, running knee.
Things are getting very personal. Things are getting very heated. That means people could make mistakes.
Well, Diaz just got rid of Talata on the opposite side of the ring. Miami Mike's left alone with Edwards. Edwards makes a distance, goes for some wild shots. Mike able to move out of the way.
And O'Shea Edwards has more experience than anyone in this match, but Miami Mike has really been the heir apparent of the Maryland scene. People see big things for him, and there's a reason.
But Edwards able to maneuver himself back onto his feet. Has Miami Mike up on his shoulders. Miami making some distance, but Edwards comes charging in. Ducks him to the clothesline attempt. Oh, but no! That spear connects to Miami Mike.
May have disconnected Miami Mike. His brain from his body. Miami Mike looks to be out cold.
And now Diaz going up to that top turnbuckle.
Gonna do it for the gram, gonna do it for the brand. And I think they're going to take him to church.
Oh, wait a minute. Talata bringing down Diaz.
The sermon has been interrupted. Miami Mike.
Roll through.
And Miami Mike gets it.
Here are your winners, the team of Vinny Talata and Miami Mike Walker, the post-game.
It's difficult to say any time that post-game wins is an upset, but maybe in this case it feels like it. Specifically, Miami Mike pitting O'Shea Edwards, Phil.
An upset? Are you kidding me? This is the win of the century for them. This is such an amazing time to be part of the postgame. And now you get to experience the postgame of the postgame with a victory over the brand. There could be no other better way to finish off a night of action here at the Federated Wrestling Alliance than with a win from postgame over O'Shea Edwards and Jarrett Diaz. You can never have too much Talata.
It's a little much Talata, but let's give it to them. They may have defined themselves as the top tag team in this company, and with good reason. Hey, thank you all so much for joining us.
I appreciate you being here. See us next time. My name's Phil Stamper. This guy's Jason Heat. Thank you for joining us. See you next time at FWA.